For quite a while now, the whole idea of AI really taking on big jobs in companies it felt a bit like science fiction, didn't it? Something way off.
Yeah, definitely something for the future.
But lately, it feels like that future has kind of arrived with a bang almost, especially with all this talk, all the buzz around these new AI agent developments. It's almost like we're finally, getting a peek inside Pandora's box. And this time, it's not just vague ideas. We're seeing some really solid, real-world stuff emerging.
That's a spot-on way to put it. The anticipation has definitely been building up. And what we're seeing now, it isn't just a small step. It feels like a proper leap towards AI systems that have this level of autonomy we just haven't really seen in practical business use before.
Exactly. And that's precisely what we're diving deep into today. Forget the simple chatbots, We're looking at actual deployed AI agents.
Yeah.
Agents tackling specific jobs, making their own decisions, and really changing how work gets done across different industries. We've actually got some pretty unexpected examples lined up. Compelling stuff.
Yeah, and our mission here really is to understand why now, why this moment feels so critical, why our business is suddenly thinking, okay, AI agents, this is serious strategy now. It's not just hype. There's a real opportunity, I think, right now for companies to get a proper competitive edge, especially with all the big advancements we've seen announced recently, Google, Microsoft.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we jump into these amazing examples, let's just make sure we're clear on what we mean by an AI agent here, because it's definitely more than the AI tools most people use day to day.
Absolutely. So looking at our sources, an AI agent it's basically software that's built to work autonomously to achieve specific goals.
Okay.
The key difference, right, is unlike something like ChatGPT, where you need to prompt it for every little thing.
Yeah, step by step. Right.
An AI agent can understand and react without that constant hand-holding. They're designed to make their own decisions, like when to act, and just as importantly, when not to act, to get specific jobs done all by themselves.
Right. So you give it a goal, a defined objective, and it can then figure out how to get there. Gather info, make a plan, do the tasks without someone constantly telling it what to do next.
Exactly.
That's a huge jump from, say, even Siri or Alexa, which are smart, but still basically wait for your commands, right?
Right. They need that user input. These agents are more focused, more self-starting, aimed at concrete business results.
Okay, got it. That makes sense. So with that clear, let's get into these really fascinating use cases we found. Where should we start? Finance.
Let's do it. Finance is a great place to start. The sheer amount of data, the need for quick decisions, it makes AI agents incredibly powerful there. And one really strong example is the investment memo generator.
Okay, investment memo generator. Tell me more. What's the problem it's solving?
Well, the usual way an analyst puts together an investment memo is just incredibly time-consuming.
They have to manually dig through mountains of documents, do all the analysis, then pull it all together into one memo. Our sources say this can easily take, 8 hours for one memo.
8 hours? Wow, that's basically a whole day gone just on that one task. So how does the AI agent step in?
Exactly. So this AI agent, it automatically grafts these memos. It pulls info from all over internal knowledge bases.
Which are like the company's own library, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Centralized info, plus web searches, LinkedIn, financial documents people upload, even those pre-diligence documents.
The stuff they check before deciding to invest.
Right. And what's really clever is that he uses multiple large language models, different LLMs, each one prompted specifically for different parts of the memo.
Oh, that is smart. So it's like having a little team of specialized AI writers working together on one document.
That's a great way to think about it, yeah.
Yeah.
And the result, a massive cut in research time from 8 hours down to just 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. Which, frees up the analyst to focus on the higher value stuff, deeper market insights, talking to clients, strategy.
Yeah, the thinking part.
Exactly. And it also means firms might be able to look at and maybe invest in more companies because their analysts aren't totally swamped with writing memos all day.
Wow. That's a staggering efficiency gain. Okay, sticking with finance for a sec, what's another unexpected one you found?
Another interesting one is the buy versus sell side agent. This tackles the headache of comparing what buy-side analysts are saying.
They're the ones advising the big investors, right? What stocks to buy.
Correct. Comparing their view with the sell-side analysts.
Who work more with the companies issuing the stock.
Exactly. Comparing those perspectives usually takes maybe around 4 hours of an analyst's time.
Yeah, I can see that. Different reports, maybe different angles, trying to piece it all together.
For sure. So this AI agent probably built on similar tech as the memo generator. It just automates that comparison, pulls data from the knowledge base, web, documents, and synthesizes the different views.
And the time saved here. Don't tell me it's minutes again.
Down from 4 hours to 5 minutes.
Okay, that's just incredible. 5 minutes.
Yeah. So again, analysts get time back for the really critical thinking.
Right.
And you potentially end up with better, more informed investment decisions because you get that comparison so much faster.
These time reductions are mind-blowing. Okay, let's switch gears. How about business operations? What's an example there?
Yeah, in operations, we found this AI staffing assistant. This hits on a really common problem in lots of companies, just finding the right person with the right skills for a specific project.
Oh, tell me about it. That struggle is real. You've got people spread across departments, loads of different skills, trying to match them up manually.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
It really is. So this AI agent, it looks at a project description. Maybe someone uploads a document outlining what's needed, and it cross-references that against employee skills, maybe stored in something like SharePoint. And the user just talks to it via a chat window.
So I can just type in, I need someone who knows Python and has worked on logistics projects, and the AI finds them.
Basically, yes. It analyzes what you need and pinpoints the best employee, or maybe even the right department, based on their documented skills and past experience.
Okay, and the benefit.
A reported 90% reduction in the time it takes to find that right person or team. Plus, it works across the whole company, and it can be super useful when things get disrupted, and you need to shift people around quickly.
That sounds like a massive help for project managers. Just efficient resource use. All right, healthcare. That's always a big one. Lots of rules, lots of paperwork. What's happening there with AI agents?
Healthcare has some really powerful uses, definitely. And one that really stands out, especially thinking about compliance, is the call center QA agent.
Okay. Quality assurance for call centers.
Exactly. Think about manually reviewing customer support calls to make sure everything's compliant with regulations. It's hugely time-consuming. The source we looked at suggested it can take compliance officers something like 100 hours a month. 100 hours? Wow. That's like 2.5 weeks of work just listening to calls.
It's a massive time sink. So this AI agent comes in, you upload the audio recordings of the calls, it transcribes them to text automatically, analyzes them, and then spits out a compliance assessment report.
So instead of a person listening to every single second, the AI does the first pass and flags potential problems.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it cuts that review time way down from that 100 hours to just 4 hours a month.
4 hours. That's incredible.
It really is. And think what that means. Compliance officers can focus on the tricky stuff, the bigger picture analysis, strategic improvements, and the organization can potentially reinvest those saved resources back into actual patient care roles, which is the whole point.
Absolutely. That's a fantastic example of AI directly helping the core mission. Okay, last one in our showcase for now. Sales and marketing. What's an AI agent doing there? Right, sales and marketing. The lead scoring agent is making waves here. You know how sales teams spend a lot of time figuring out which potential customers are most likely to buy? Prioritizing leads.
Yeah, lead scoring, deciding who to call first.
Exactly. And our sources estimate that can take a salesperson maybe 45 minutes for each lead they look at.
45 minutes per lead. If you have hundreds of leads, wow, that adds up fast.
It really does. So this AI agent just automates that whole thing. It goes out, gathers info on a company from the web, their website, public sources, and then it generates a lead scoring report.
So it does all that initial digging that a salesperson would normally have to do before even picking up the phone?
You got it. And the time saving. Down from 45 minutes to just 1 minute per lead.
1 minute, okay.
Yeah. So the sales team gets to actually focus on selling, not just researching and ranking, and they can concentrate their efforts on the leads that are actually most likely to turn into profitable deals.
These examples, finance, ops, healthcare, sales, they really paint a picture, don't they? It's clear these AI agents aren't just theory anymore. They're delivering real, measurable results in businesses now.
Definitely.
So this brings us right back to that key question. Why now? Why is this the moment for businesses to really lean in and start experimenting?
Well, it feels like a few critical things are lining up. Like you said right at the start, there's been this huge surge in momentum around AI agents just recently. I mean, think about the big announcements from Google, from Microsoft, just this past week at their major events.
Yeah, you couldn't really miss those.
Right. And these aren't just small tweaks. They feel like a real validation and acceleration of this whole AI agent idea becoming mainstream for business.
It does feel like the underlying tech, the AI itself, has finally hit a point where these autonomous systems are actually practical. Not just possible, but, doable at scale.
Exactly. And it's not just the tech maturing. Our sources also point out that people, consumers, are getting much more comfortable interacting with AI agents.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. The stats are pretty telling. Like, 70% are okay with using them to book flights, 64% for help buying a car, almost 40% for scheduling appointments.
Okay.
So that growing acceptance in people's personal lives just makes it easier to integrate AI agents into customer-facing business roles too, right?
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
If you're already asking AI to book your holiday, you're probably going to be okay interacting with one for work stuff too.
And then there's the money side. The AI agent market is predicted to grow incredibly fast, reaching something like $47 billion by 2030. That's huge.
Wow. Okay, so it's becoming a major economic factor.
Absolutely. It's not niche anymore. And as the sources really stress, companies are starting to see the efficiency gains, the time savings these agents offer. They're becoming kind of essential just to stay competitive globally.
So it's moving beyond just nice to have cost savings and becoming more about fundamental strategic positioning.
I think so, yeah. And that's why experimenting now is so important. If companies start exploring what these agents can do early on, they get that firsthand knowledge, they figure out how to weave them into their workflows. They might even find completely new ways to shake up their industry before everyone else catches on. And the tools, the platforms to do this experimentation, they're becoming much more accessible now.
It really sounds like the door's wide open right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For companies that are ready to jump in and see what AI agents can do for them.
Totally. Waiting around probably isn't the best strategy here. You risk falling behind while your competitors are using these tools to get leaner, improve their customer service, and grab more market share.
Okay, so just to quickly recap then, we've established AI agents are these autonomous systems. They can understand, respond, make decisions on their own, and carry out tasks to meet specific goals.
Right.
In examples we looked at, cutting down investment memo writing from hours to minutes, slashing lead scoring time, they show some pretty amazing, surprising efficiency gains.
Yeah, and what's really exciting isn't just automating the old tasks faster. It's the potential for people, for human talent, to be freed up, to focus on the higher level strategic thinking, the creativity, the innovation, the uniquely human stuff that AI, can't really do right now.
Okay, so for you listening, here's something to really chew on. Think about your own organization. What are those manual, data-heavy processes you have? Which ones could maybe be transformed by an AI agent acting autonomously?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even more crucially, what new strategic doors might open up if you could free up your best people from those routine tasks?
It's not just about speed, is it? It's about unlocking new potential, new ways of working, new innovation. And this field, AI agents, it's moving so fast. The possibilities for businesses that get involved now, they're really exciting.
Absolutely. And we'll definitely be keeping an eye on it and bringing you the latest as things develop. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.